All right, ladies and gentlemen, game 2 here between mouz.Strelok and his opponent dignitas.SeleCT coming up here. Both players choosing a shade of blue today. I'm not sure if that signifies anything or if it means anything at all, Chill, but just notice that off the bat. So our teal blue, our teal Terran is going to be spawning in the 12 o'clock position. That is SeleCT. And look at that. You talked about these positions. We'll let you talk about them a little bit more. Strelok going to be spawning at the near 3 o'clock position here on Lost Temple.
Yeah, I think this is going to be ideal for SeleCT. He seems to be the kind of player who prefers to open up Cloak Banshees, do the harassment off one base, and then transition into expand. Strelok strikes me more as the kind of player who likes to open kind of a robust opening, maybe a 1-1-1, transitioning into a lot of Marines, get his stem up early, get a quicker expansion. Here, hotkeys. Oh, okay, so apparently now they've transitioned onto the European server, and Strelok having some issues with his hotkeys. Now he's got that fixed right up as we
he did it so quick
into the early game.
That was
yeah,
amazing,
I know. It was,
actually,
just open that up. Quickest button check I've ever seen.
I wish I could go through the menus like that. So both players with their supply depot down, and SeleCT, because of where he chose to put his supply depot, will put his barracks down just a little bit later. No big deal here. And we do have SeleCT also going out to scout right away, which I do like, as for the reasons just like you mentioned, knowing what kind of Terran you're going up against. The positions are just going to play a key and pivotal role in all this. Here's Strelok now putting his guy out. Let's see if he decides to go clockwise or counterclockwise. He will go clockwise. So they'll meet up just right outside that lower 6 o'clock base and high five, and then eventually get to one another right around the same time with SeleCT, just probably a little bit sooner.
Yeah, that's kind of the gamble and kind of the mini game of your initial scout. Sometimes you can hold off with your scout, and then if you see your opponent's scout come in, well, then you know they're close, your close positions, and you don't need to waste time. But if you both kind of play that game, then we see the situation going on here where you have to go all the way around the map. First Marine coming out for Strelok, probably going to control this watchtower, try to deny the SeleCT SCV, which is inevitably on the way, but I think that SCV is probably going to get in, and we see SeleCT's Marine also doing the same.
Oh, and oh wow, he's going to have to move that SCV away. Marine still with some vision. He's going to have to go out of that vision and try to get back in there. But actually, that is very, very key here because SeleCT did not get an opportunity to scout. If you look at his vision, he's got nothing but his own base there to show. In fact, look at this. Strelok's going to actually sneak an SCV of his own in here. Marine going to run over the ramp. Another one at the top. It won't matter. And SeleCT is going to throw down his factory. Meanwhile, same thing going out for Strelok. So the big difference is that SeleCT has no idea what's going on in his opponent's base.
Yeah, and I mean, Strelok also has no idea as well. He got up the ramp, but if you put on his vision, he didn't really see anything. He saw a bunch of Marines. So both players playing blind. I'm going to be interested to see as we move towards 50 energy if both players drop another mule or if they drop a scan. Looks like Strelok opts for a mule, and SeleCT, he's just broken the 50, also going for mule. So neither player choosing to drop the scan early on. That just goes to show you how important the macro mechanics really are. SeleCT finishing up the Tech Lab add-on, not going for a starport beforehand. Gonna swap. Whoa, he's doing the switcher Maru, but having some issues there. And we can see Strelok. Whoa, starport's way off in the middle of nowhere. So this shows us that he wants to do either some sort of drop play or he's going to do a Viking, not going to opt for any sort of Tech Lab add-on, or he would probably have that starport built closer to his other buildings.
Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll have to see what happens. Maybe he will go add-on on it anyway. So we've got Stim coming out here for SeleCT. He's going to now swap over to the Tech Lab there with his starport. Factory going to get a reactor on it, so we could see some similar comps here, but it does look like we're going to have Blue Flame coming out for Strelok. That could be a big difference here. Scan finally going to come down, and let's actually see what that did reveal. Good amount. It did see all the major buildings So, he's now moving out. Strelok is going to come out here with 3 Hellions and a handful of Marines, about 7. And there's not a whole lot of defense here at the top of Select's base. Curious to see what he'll decide to do with all this. And here comes the medevac.
The one thing that the scan did miss was it missed the Tech Lab add-on for the factory. Of course, he's going to be able to guess it, given that he's seen Hellions out. But here comes the drop, little bit of an elevator drop, putting up Select's vision. He doesn't have any vision of this whatsoever. Blue Flame is complete, putting on everyone's vision now. The 3 Hellions up, they're going to be able to swipe down the Marines instantly. And that may be it, as the Raven is going to offer no refuse for this whatsoever. Or refuge, excuse me. We got the auto turret going down. Blue Flame Hellions moving in. Little bit of micro. Nice micro there by the Marauder. SCV's coming out, dealing a lot of damage. The Hellion's still alive. It's only got 1 hit left and able to deal so much damage to the SCVs. Second Hellion coming in, and that is the power of the Blue Flame. Even if you're able to kill those weakened Hellions, they just deal so much damage to the SCVs. Income tab showing that it doesn't even matter, as the GG's going up. And that is it. That is the power of the Blue Flame build. Even if you, air quotes, stop it, it just deals so much damage unless you completely crush it. And it's beginning to be a staple opening in the TVT build order, kind of rock, paper, scissors, if you will.
In the grand scheme of things, too, if you go back and actually analyze how that was all done, every question that we sort of brought up as well was answered. Why is the starport exactly right there? Well, for one thing, it can keep things out of your opponent's vision, but he got that medevac out, got the drop up right away, and it was a very quick transition from all that stuff completing to being inside your opponent's base and attacking, where timing is everything. Even where he had positioned his troops to load up to the medevac, it seemed like a player that's like, I've executed this 100 times and it's going to work right here. I'm going to get into the TSL3, and Strelok is playing like a beast.